Hi girls, I hope you are well. Today we're going to tell a story. Nyssa, hello.
Hello, my friends Leti. Hello, Elena.
Hello, Elena.
Hello, Leti. Hello, Nyssa. It's very nice. We are going to read. Go.
Right. So, Nyssa, do you have any idea what the story is about?
Yes, about my favorite story, Nemo.
Right. So we're going to read a bit of an introduction. So between Nyssa and Elena, you are going to read this story to me. Okay. So as Nyssa, you're at the top of my screen, you will start and then Elena. So off you go.
Okay. Nemo fans are warmly welcomed into the glorious underwater world, which has characters like Marlin, Dad, and Coral, Mom. These clownfish couple are seen as parents to their orange fishy babies. However, in an unexpected event happens when their loving some get attacked by barracuda. While Marlin tries his best to protect them and get the fish away, he fails to do so and discovers that his wife and all his babies were eaten by the vicious fish. Everyone is killed except one clownfish, Nemo, who has got one fin that's smaller than the other, which is Lucky Fin. Marlin loses trust in all other creatures, including Nemo, who he doesn't trust to be sensible and safe and look after himself.
The word Nemo in Latin means no one. They have called the film Finding Nemo, but it actually means finding no one, because Nemo is not real. There is a theory which says that Nemo doesn't exist at all. The theory further states that Nemo was merely in Merlin's mind, so that he could come to terms with reality. Merlin used this mental illusion so he could face the great pain of losing his family.
So here in the picture, I think this horrible looking fish is a barracuda, the barracuda. And the fin is this little thing here that helps you swim. So Nemo has lost one of them and only has one left. So normally fish have two fins to help them swim and go in certain directions, but he has lost it, okay? So, and vicious means very bad or evil. Vicious. So the name of the story is Nemo, and Nemo is this orange clown fish that you mentioned now, right?
I love it.
I remember this one. I used to have one of these in my house. It's a dragon fish. This one is a dragon fish. And I think these fish are tropical fish. So tropical fish like water that little bit warmer. And then you have other kinds of fish. I forgot. Right, so off we go.
Okay. Nemo was a little clownfish who lived in a quiet life with his dad, Merlin, on the Great Barrier Reef. Nemo longed for adventure, but Marlin worried about the dangers in the ocean. He barely let Nemo out of the sight. On the first day of school, Merlin overheard Nemo and his new friends daring each other to swim out over a cliff.
Come on, Nemo. How far can you go?
His friends shouted.
Merlin panicked and said,
Nemo, you know you can't swim well.
Nemo replied,
I can swim fine, Dad. Okay.
Nemo darted up toward a boat on the surface. As Nemo swam, a diver appeared behind him. The diver pulled out a net and caught Nemo. Then he returned to his boat and sped off, accidentally knocking one of his masks overboard. Merlin chased after the boat, but it was too fast.
Right. So to help people learn a little bit more vocabulary, I put some words here. To long for. To long for is when you want something to happen. For example, I long to go to visit my family in England next year. So I think about it and I hope that it will happen. So over here is that you are listening to somebody else's conversation and you hear something. I put there, Marlin is Nemo's dad because I'm not very familiar with the characters. So I had to put that. To dare. So I can say, Nyssa, I dare you to jump off that chair.
Okay.
And let's see if you will
I
do it,
understand.
right? So that is to dare you to do something, to see if you are silly or brave enough to do it. Depends on the circumstances.
I understand.
But here is a verb and it means to go very quickly. But also you could have a dart, which is, I don't know if you remember, something round and it has numbers on it and you throw a dart at it.
Okay.
You have to be careful if something is a noun or a verb or another kind of word, the meaning will change. A net is what we catch fish with.
Okay.
And the boat sped off means that it went off very quickly. So I've explained very quickly
Thank you.
the meaning of the words in the story so far.
Merlin soon bumped into a blue-tongued fish named Dory, who offered to help.
I've seen that boat and it went this way. Follow me.
Dory said. When Merlin followed, Dory whirled around. Merlin started following Dory when suddenly Dory said,
Stop following me.
On this, Merlin said,
You promised me to show the way where that boat went.
Dory looked surprised, then shook her head sadly and told him that she had been suffering from short-term memory loss.
Figuring Dory couldn't help him, Merlin turned to leave and found himself face to face with a shark. The shark invited Dory and Merlin to get together in an old sunken ship. Inside the ship were two other sharks, and together they pledged.
Fish are friends, not food.
As they spoke, Merlin looked up and saw the diver's mask. Dory noticed some writing on the scrap. It might be a clue to help them in finding Nemo. Merlin and Dory quickly left the party carrying the mask.
Right, to bump into. So imagine that there are two people walking and then they accidentally clash. So that is to bump into. To pledge is to promise. And a clue is an idea of what something could be. So you would need a clue to solve a murder or a mystery, right? That's a clue. Now, of course, I'm not explaining everything. I'm just explaining some key words, some important words.
Miles away, Nemo had been taken to a dentist's office. A goofy gang of tropical fish lived there. The fish and their friends, Nigel, a pelican, passed the time by watching the dentist work. That night, Nemo learned that he would be given to Darla, the dentist's niece. The tank gang warned him that Darla's fish never lived for very long. Their leader, Jill, took charge and said,
We are going to help him escape.
Jill explained that if someone could jam the water filter, the dentist would take the fish out of the tank to clean it. When he put the fish in the plastic bags, they could escape by rolling out the window and into the harbor. But who would be brave enough to break the dangerous filter?
Right. So a goofy gang, a gang is a group of people, and goofy is like silly, crazy. And tank is where you put the fish to live in a glass box, no? And to jam the water filter means there's a machine called a filter that cleans the water. It puts in the dirty water and sends out the clean water. That's the filter. And to jam it is to put something in it so it stops working. And Nigel the pelican is a character. So I would remember, right?
Yes, understand.
So we're going to stop there for a minute.